Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it, and we water the grass here.
Tell us what it was like being at the dunk last night.
That was the most chaotic environment I've ever been in my life.
Friar Town is Title Town tonight.
Here's Pip, guarded by Gillespie. Steps back, spins, fires! Woo! Pip gets!
Who run shit like me? Top 5 basically. I still play for keeps, ain't no fantasy, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Divine Providence. This is episode 31. We are in season 2. This is like episode 5, season 2, I think. The Friars played an actual basketball game that we attended, which is monumentally exciting. And we have an actual regular season basketball game exactly 1 week from today. So the vibes are high. We're feeling absolutely great and wonderful and fantastic. Mac, how are you feeling?
Outside of the goosebumps, the hair standing up on my arms, just on cloud 9. We watched Friars basketball the other day. The game doesn't count for shit, but it was great to be back in the building, back in God's country, and especially with the fellas.
Felt good to be home, fellas. It was a long year away from the AMP. Felt good to be back in there. I just couldn't wait to see this group play together. It was tough not being able to watch that Pitt game. Just following the box score was tough, but to be able to be there, see these guys play, see Kim in action, they looked really good, man. I don't want to sit here and get ahead of myself, but I mean, I think this team is stacked. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but the athleticism on this team really jumped off the page. And being there in person and up close, they looked really good. And it was also great to see the fellas. They joined me and my dad at Muldowney's for a couple pregame bevs. What'd you guys think?
I love Muldowney's. I thought we planted the flag with the sticker on the pole, so that's monumental. It's nice. You know, I'd only been a couple of times like back in the day, but no, it's nice. It's small. It's intimate. You know, $6.50 linguiça sandwich. I didn't eat. I had coal-fired before, but I thought that was a hell of a deal. You know, $6.50 linguiça. Can't beat it.
And sometimes they'll do free hot dogs. They'll have a thing of dogs going. But yeah, he had the linguiça, cheap beers. Got the owner in there is Mike. Went up to him. I said, Mike, you mind putting a sticker up? He goes, oh, that's you guys? That's your party? He goes, for sure. Was more than happy to put the sticker up there. We got the video up on Twitter of him putting it up there. Like Lev said, we planted the flag in Muldowney's. So we had a great time. Couple bevs. A couple of your guys' friends came. My dad was there, so that was great. And it was just, I'm glad you guys came out. Gansett Guzzler, sorry about it, but I mean, it might be the official pregame spot.
Might be.
I think the planting of the flag earned 1 point in the MAC bar scale. And then the touch tunes. Mike, I pointed it out to you, dude. I saw the touch tunes little jukebox on the wall. Any place that's got touch tunes is a place for me. Yep. I love being in control of the music.
We played some Dead. We played a little Travis Scott. We played a little Goose. Yep, good vibes.
Everything.
Yeah, we have some range in the music department. I mean, you know, Mac is a Drake guy. Mike, you're a big Deadhead. You know, I'm more of a classic rock, you know, 90s rock, grunge, Pearl Jam, Led Zeppelin type guy, you know. So with a lot of range, definitely touch tunes is important, especially when there's not a huge crowd. I mean, I love that, you know, we could pop on some music, have just, you know, one chill beer with the fellows. It was perfect. It was great.
Yeah. So my dad's a huge Deadhead, so he got me into the Grateful Dead like 4 or 5 years ago. My original love is hip hop. I'm a huge hip hop fan. That's my number one. But I do love the Dead. I'm getting into Goose. I'm trying to listen to some Fish, so I'm expanding my horizons a little bit.
There was a Fish concert at the Dunk. Go ahead.
No, you're good, Leb.
Okay. I was going to say there was a Fish concert at the Dunk. And I used to work there. I used to sell tickets, like group stuff, you know, suites. And, man, they were just fucking baked. Like, they were so high, all of them. And, like, one dude dropped, like, a huge – it was like, I don't know, it was like $8,000 for a suite. And like someone drops that money for a concert in Providence, you're like thinking, all right, like this guy's got money, dude, and he obviously did, but just nothing looked like he had money at all about him. Like he was just like basically like a hippie, and he was just reeking of weed and yeah, good time.
You got to be in the zone at a Fish show. From what I've heard, you really got to be feeling the music, as they say.
Mhm.
You got to be.
You got to be medicated.
Yeah.
Yep. Mac, any other thoughts about Downies? Anything you want to add? I know you were going to say something. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I'm totally pro Downies. I'm gonna keep going back to the well till they give me a reason not to. You know what I mean? Good suggestion, Mike. I can see what you mean though by the narrowness, kind
It's
of right
tight.
in front of the bar. So on a game day, maybe I could see it getting a little packed, but I mean, make it work. Make it work.
You just got to get in there early. That's why if you can get in there, like there really wasn't that many people in there on Saturday, but if you get in there early for a regular season game, get one of those tables on the side and you can really chill out over there. But if you get in there late and it's packed, like there's been times I got there late, you walk in, you can't even get over to the bar, and I just walk out immediately. So be prepared for that. For like a big game, if you don't get there early, like you're not in there, there's just nowhere for you to stand. So it is pretty tight.
I could see that. Yeah,
I know Mac. Leb said you were at Providence Coal Fire before. I just wanted to shout out their wings over there. They're outstanding with the little sauteed onions on the top, and their pizza's great. Coal Fire is always solid.
Yeah, very solid. I mean, that was the first thing I said when I came in. I was like, went to Coal Fire, got the wings. Then you started talking about the wings, and I showed my girlfriend the wings, and she was a massive fan. So we're that's a good spot because you know what? It's big. It's very close to the dunk. So it's walking distance. And, I mean, the food, like you said, is always good. It's very consistent. Also, pretty good beer selection. So good cocktails. Love it.
Yeah.
Big Coal Fire fans.
Yeah. Well, I know people are super excited because we are the Providence food cast. I know everyone's really excited about that. You come for Friar Hoops Talk. No, you're going to get hit over the head with some food chat.
Yeah.
Briefly, before we get into the game, season ticket holder party. The Fellers United. You guys met my dad. That was great. You met my buddy Ryan, my buddy Mark. Kim English spoke. Nate Lehman spoke. Aaron Bath spoke. The players were there. They were signing autographs. The mascots were there. I think there was almost 2,000 people. The place was packed.
Yeah, it was packed.
The place is big.
Think about that, guys. This we were in last place last season. Were we in last season?
No,
Ninth.
But it might as well have been.
In the basement. Okay, an all-time bad season, and everybody still wants their season tickets, and you had 2,000 strong show up to that season ticket holder party. It's just I've said it a million times. It's just different here, man. People love this team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well said. It was a great. My personal favorite part about it, like, obviously, maybe a dozen people there. At least me. I'm just kind of walking around, kind of moseying around, doing my thing. But just being in the building around other like-minded Friar sickos, I just felt at home. You know what I mean? It was a cool event. That was my first time, and it was a really good time.
It was good. I mean, you can't go wrong when everyone is in the same room and everyone, like you said, Mac, like-minded, just Friar sickos, for lack of a better word, and it's always a good time. The lines for the food were a little long. I'm not gonna say it was a perfect event, but it was a very good event. It was a very good event. So shout out to Steve Napolillo and the athletic department for putting that together.
I do want to give a shout out to the love-hate relationship that is Jason Edwards and Avid Mindsetter. They were going back and forth a little bit at the party, just kind of like just playfully talking shit to each other, and it was the funniest. Like, if you know Avid Mindsetter, it was just the funniest thing ever.
Interviewer had you nervous, fam.
Shout out Avid.
Yeah, he's chirping Jason on Twitter. Jason comes up first, walks in the door, goes to Avid. He's like, "Yo, were you talking shit about me?" Just off the rip, just hostile.
Oh man,
so that dynamic is so funny to me.
Yeah, they need like a sitcom together, man. That'd be electric.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we did have a basketball game. Thank the good Lord that we did. And it was a good one. So I'll say, I mean, I want to start off by saying, did I think the Harvard game was perfect? No. Am I really, really excited about this team, especially after the Harvard game? Yes, I most certainly am. Very, very optimistic, feeling great. Obviously, we'll get into the why. But, Mike, let me start with you. I know you said you were excited about the team. You thought they looked really good. Why?
You're 10, 11, 12 guys deep. And when guys get tired, it's not like you're bringing in lesser talent off the bench and you're losing some of that athleticism. You're bringing in almost equally talented guys in and subbing guys in and out. Like Jameer Jones coming off the bench is insane. Watching that guy play, is he going to be a starter here, guys? Like at some point, like he might have to be. Like This guy is spot up defender, driving to the basket, just dunking on people. He moves well without the ball. I was so impressed with Jameer Jones. This kid has a chance to be freshman of the year in the Big East. I love this guy's motor. I love Sellers. I think him and Sellers are similar guys. They want to get out and they want to run in transition. Those are two of the main guys who are going to want to run out, get that ball in transition. That is why defense is so important for this team. It's all going to start on the defensive end for PC. If you get stops, they're going to be able to get out in transition and you're going to run people out of the building. That's how they want to play fast. Jason Edwards wants to play fast. Sellers wants to play fast. I'm so impressed with how they played on the defensive end in the first half, for the most part. The second half, towards the end of the game, they got a little lackadaisical. They were getting way too many open looks from three. Let's give credit to Harvard. They hit some tough open shots. That kid Hinton is a ball player. He could play in the Big East. Hinton. I like him. But yeah, I like the defense in the first half. Kind of got a little bit sloppy in the second, but it's all going to start on the defensive end for them.
Mac?
I think it was, like you said, Mike, that it was so clear the identity of this team, what Kim wants this team to look like. They're getting out and running. You mentioned Sellers and Jameer Jones. Also, I mean, not even just in transition, but the two of them lived above the rim. That was awesome to see. Just the dual threat athleticism. Your chin could hit the rim at any given second. Like, your guards, your wings can get out and run. And not even that, Cole Hargrove and Duncan Powell, as far as initiating transition, grabbing the board, quick outlet pass, they were getting a lot of break. Like the big man, as far as in transition, deserves a lot of love. As far as outlet passes, Powell was taking it upon himself to even push the floor a couple possessions. A lot of speed, a lot of athleticism, and like you said, Mike, defense leads the offense. Jameer Jones is as advertised. A couple episodes ago, I was saying I was so incredibly excited to see this kid play, and just like his on-ball defense, his athleticism, how he can get by guys off one dribble, it's exciting, and I cannot wait to see this kid for the next year and hopefully 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a PC team first game look so effortless on offense in terms of being able to get good shots. We got to remember, at the end of the day, they only put up 83 points versus Harvard. So it's not like they had a triple digit game, ran them out of the gym, but they were getting so many good shots. And the least of my concerns with this team is going to be hitting open shots when you have, Duncan Powell, Jason Edwards, Jalen Sellers, Stephon Vox, all shooting. And then you add in the slashing ability of Jameer Jones. You add in the interior presence of, Oswin Arunse looked absolutely fantastic down low, at least, offensively. Still kind of some weird fouls, whatever, work in progress. But last year, right, when you watched the team last year, when they got the ball over half court, if they weren't, running or if they didn't get a shot immediately, all hope was lost. I mean, you were just all right, well, how are they going to find a good shot? The only way that offense last year was good at any point of the season was like getting a miraculous performance from someone like Rich Barron, against Butler, whatever. And it's just like it was a completely different story. They were getting so many good shots at will. And I think that the offense, I'm really excited about the offense once it's in tune.
If there's one thing about Kim's offense is that he's done a great job of generating open looks in this system. Like I think there was a stat 2 years ago where PC had they were in the 80th percentile of open shots, but the 20th percentile in 3-point percentage. So he can generate open shots in this system. It's a matter of making them. And I think the shooting looked much better. You have a natural born scorer like Edwards. Hopefully a couple of guys will come along later in the season, find their strokes. It's the shots are there. It's about hitting them.
Couple things. Leb, you mentioned Oswin getting into foul trouble. He had one foul really early on the baseline where he probably didn't need to kind of step in front of the guy. I was just like, damn, dude, that's what we don't need is you picking up a bad foul early. He didn't pick up another foul the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. I was very. What's that?
I'm sorry. That's what I was saying. The hip foul, the first one, that one was bad. Yeah.
Yes. Yep, I agree. And that was right in front of me. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. But I was very impressed that he settled down after that. And I'm almost positive he didn't pick up another foul the rest of the game, which is just huge adjustment for him. One other thing I wanted to say, you know who could be my sleeper player for this year? And I loved how he played, Cole Hargrove. Mm-hmm. I loved how this guy ran the floor. He was tough on the boards. Put back. I mean, I like the way this kid plays. And if Oswin is going to get into that foul trouble, you're going to need someone like Hargrove in there to go in, play defense, and rebound the basketball. And I loved what I saw from him.
Yeah, I agree. And I think he's a major key to this, both offense and defense, giving Oswin, proper rest. I think that when you look at the individual performances from each player, no one played poorly. Take Stephon Vox. This is his second game in America, right? He played against Pitt. Mm-hmm. We have no idea how good or bad he was against Pitt. We couldn't watch it. But Vox got so many good shots, and he had a stretch of 0 for 5 where he kept shooting. And I love that because it's an exhibition game, right? Just keep firing away. Find your stroke. If we can get Vox good shots, then I'm not worried about them falling. They're going to fall. He's incredibly skilled and talented. I mean, it's just about getting open and getting good shots. He can drive to the hoop. He can shoot. He can pass. He can dribble. I mean, he was second game in America, doing some really crazy dribbling. I mean, you got to love it. So I think if you were watching this game and you wanted to see a whole different offensive concept, you're probably disappointed because it's not that different from last year. What's different about it is the players, and that is the most important part.
And one thing I loved about Vox was he went maybe an 0 for 5 stretch there, and Kim ended up taking him out of the game. You could tell this kid cares. He went to take his jersey and he went to rip his jersey. He was so mad at himself. And I was I love to see that fire from a guy like this. He wants it bad. And like you said, he had some really good looks. He was just a little bit short. Right. And that's fine. Those are going to fall. The 1-3 he had from the corner, he was falling away too. I was just that's impressive. And I love this guy's stroke.
He had, I think in the first half was really, because Leb, you and I were sitting together in the first half. That was there were a couple moments where it was holy shit, this guy is polished. You can tell he's played pro overseas. A couple spin moves in the lane, a quick mid-range fadeaway. It didn't go in, but he had an acrobatic layup attempt, and he just looked like a pro the way he was controlling his body in the air. It definitely got more aggressive shooting in the second half, and I liked a lot of the looks he was getting. Like you said, Mike, they're gonna fall. But his, like, for anyone that didn't get to see the game, this kid is better than advertised, I think. And I don't think very many people talked enough about this kid in the offseason because he is legit and has insane potential on the offensive end.
Bottom line is, if Stephon Vox chose to go to Gonzaga, which they were in, the running, a couple other schools were in the running, then this kid would be talked about like he's one of the best freshmen in the country and possibly one of the better players in the country. But it's the nasty, disgusting, grotesque media that despises Kim English, and we get no love from the nasty, disgusting media, and it's terrible. But this kid is legit, and you can tell, and anyone that's watched basketball for an extended period of time can tell. And those scouting reports were all completely accurate and completely correct. He is polished. He has skill. He probably is, on any given night, going to be more than likely one of, if not the most skilled player on the floor. Does it mean that it's going to 100% translate to Big East basketball? Of course not. We're not there yet. I think it will eventually, whether it's this year or next year, whatever. But his skill is undeniable. And I don't remember the last time we've had a player with so much natural skill that he's showing it this early in his career. So,
and he was getting in passing lanes. Like, he had one where he got in the lane, deflected, and he had a fast break for a dunk. I thought that was impressive too. And like you said, the media hates Kim, hates PC. So do the refs. I'm convinced that John Gaffney can't stand us. He was the referee the other day, and he had such a bad call on Cole Hargrove. There was a drive at Harvard. Hargrove had his hands just completely straight up. It was right in front of me and my dad, and they ended up calling a block on him, and we're losing it. Bad call. That's horrible. He looks at me and my dad, he goes, no, good call. Good call. And then Hassett on the call, I rewatched the game. Hassett was like, that's terrible. That's terrible. So you could tell that this guy must hear it every single time he comes here. He probably hates coming to PC. Gaffney, take a hike, buddy.
Maybe just a suggestion to all referees out there. To all referees, maybe just do your job better when you come to Providence. Not too much to ask.
Sorry, we're ball knowers.
Yeah.
We're going to call you out on your bull crap.
Pop a Red Bull. Be more, on point, aware, locked in.
They
don't fall asleep at the wheel.
They almost hate coming here. They probably talk about it. Like, I can't stand going to Providence. I'm telling you, man, I think some of these guys want to stick it to us too. No, I know I sound like a complete biased fan here, but I'm telling you, I'm convinced. No, he was ready to say, if anyone said anything to him, he was ready with a comeback to people in the stands. And it's an exhibition.
Right.
I can picture
100%.
them with they're all in their little refs meeting. They get the schedule for the week. Oh, who you got this week? Oh, fuck, man. I got to go up to Providence.
Yeah.
I got
the Providence ruining their week.
Game. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, they do hate it. I mean, we are relentless. We are ruthless. Like, it has to be that, though. You can ask any Big East coach that's coaching the Big East, past, present, or future, and they will tell you that the most obscene things they've heard is, at PC games. And personally, like, I love that brand. I love that we have that brand. I love that we have diehard fans. I love that it's not just the students that are doing that. I love that it's, the guy sitting right behind the bench that makes $350,000 a year. That's, yelling at Rick Pitino. Like, I love that, man. You can't beat it. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I love that the ref is chirping Mike and Norm even in an exhibition game against Harvard. Like, that's what Friar Town's all about. Like, I fucking love Friar Town.
And it wasn't anything, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to say anything stupid.
Of course.
Like, I'll be like, bad call, you stink, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to be, saying anything that bad, but I will yell and chirp for sure and make sure you hear me. That's for sure. Yeah, some people will definitely take it over the top. Some people definitely go over the top. That's for them, not for me and Pops. But we're gonna let you know if we like the call. And Hassett, if you go back and listen to it, Hassett was like screaming to the point where I was like, "Oh, I'm surprised I couldn't hear Hassett." Like,
Yeah.
So he was in mid-season form. I freaking love Hassett, man. What a legend.
He's the best. He's the
I
best.
think there's obviously a human aspect to sports, and as a ref, psychologically, there's obviously a home whistle is a real thing. I'm gonna have about 20 to 30 tweets within the next month about Dan Hurley crying to the refs, but at the end of the day, you stay on top of them long enough, they're gonna start going your way. It's like it's just the psychological aspect of like, all right, I need to get this guy off my chest. Like, now you got an arena of 11,000 people piss drunk screaming at you. Just stay on the rest, but keep it respectful. Let's keep it respectful.
Coach K, man.
Oil gets the wheel.
Yeah, Coach K. He like talked about it so much throughout his career that working the refs in game was like 95% of what he did in game was just working the refs. And he would say like some of the most vile shit as they would run by. Like he would just, like give it one of these. And it would be just the most vile shit. And he was open about it. You do have to work the refs, and Dan Hurley's the same way. I mean, the guy works the refs. Kim, he doesn't. He doesn't work the refs. And you would think that would gain some respect. But Brent Hampton last year is like baiting Kim to like, fight with him. And like, it's
that
just
was
ridiculous.
So weird.
So
was
weird.
it the Xavier game?
DePaul or Xavier? It was either DePaul or Xavier, right?
The one he got ejected from? I think that was Xavier.
Yeah.
Also, did I say squeaky oil gets the wheel?
Squeaky, yeah, you did.
Squeaky wheel. Sorry, squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I like that. It's a good
that's
analogy.
What we're gonna do this year.
Good analogy. Mike, you said Cole Hargrove could be a candidate. I want to do a quick little exercise. I need everyone to claim a guy. Like plant your flag. This guy is going to be better than advertised.
Okay.
Hargrove.
It's Hargrove for you.
All right. I'll go Vox. I'm so high on Vox. But Jameer Jones, man, wow, what a fucking player. I don't think he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ramble, but I don't think Jameer at this point is even like a sneaky pick. I think he's just electric. I think he's like a potential.
Well, right. Yeah. That, like, obviously, I think those guys are better than Hargrove. My point was Hargrove
I know.
Just, yeah.
I get what you're saying. No, Hargrove is a good pick. I'm saying like better than advertised, like that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my pick would have been Jameer because I've rang the bell for a while this offseason, and I was so fired up to see him play the way. Like, all right. I don't want this to seem like I'm like planting the flag and like I'm not trying to set the bar too high. But him playing on-ball defense the other day reminded me of Devin Carter.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that yet. I know we haven't talked a lot about the defense, which had its issues, but Jameer is awesome defensively.
He was pesty, and he was just like more physical and bigger than the guys he was guarding. Like, just shades of Devin Carter, man. And it was just electric. It was so satisfying to watch him play defense. But I agree, Leb. I don't know if that's like a sneaky pick by any means. The only other guy I would say like I would want to plant my flag on is Shagman, because I think he's going to be old reliable for us this year, like steady, consistent, and then every once in a while is going to pop off and hit 5 or 6 threes in a game and probably shoot you back into a game.
He can do everything, Shagman.
Yeah.
Like this guy can spot up, defend. His catch and shoot ability is impressive. That's when he's got his best stroke. Catch and shoot in transition, kick it to him, boom. He's working the guy down low. He's taking guys one-on-one down low on the blocks. Like, he's impressive. I've Shagman, and just his energy, and he's going to feed off the crowd. Like, the sky is the limit for Duncan Powell. I absolutely love him. And then going back to the defense, I know we said they struggled a little bit in the second half. Harvard had 15 turnovers at half. They had 23 total turnovers, which is like we were turning the ball over. We forced a ton of turnovers, and we scored 24 points off of those turnovers. So that's big. We're getting in passing lanes. We're being pesty. It's just a little bit, just got to close out a little bit more on the threes down the stretch. But I was impressed with how they were on the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Mac.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to do math in my head real quick. 5 guys had 2 steals on Saturday. Oswin, Cole Hargrove, Jameer Jones, Steph Fox, and Daquan Davis all had 2 steals apiece. So, like, just harassing these guys on the ball, deflecting passes, like jumping passing lanes. It's going to be the staple of this team.
You almost had 6 guys in double figures. I mean, when was the last time we had 6 guys in double figures? 2 guys had 9 points, and they missed like a few free throws. We were 2 free throws away from having 6 guys in double figures. Duncan Powell had a transition 3. 50 minutes into the season, we have a transition 3. I don't think we had a fucking transition 3 all of last year. So there was basketball competence that we saw, against Harvard that we just simply did not see last year. And, I don't mean to compare it to last year because that was the worst team we've had in a very long time. But, like, that is kind of the marker. And, I mean, this team, I think the sky is the limit with this team, at least offensively. I think the defense we'll have to see. But, yeah, offensively, for sure.
I think the key word right there, Leb, is competence. And that's literally all I could think of in that first half was, like, watching the offense run, watching these guys, play defense. Like, it was so refreshing, especially compared to last year, to see 5 guys out there at all times that look competent and like they know what they're doing. And I feel like that should be the bare minimum at Division I basketball. But, like, on offense, that ball's always moving. And it's like, Mike, I think you said earlier, like, you can't even tell when the starters are in versus when the starters are out.
Nope.
Like, there is very little drop off. The depth is real. The competence is real. The basketball IQ from top to bottom, it's refreshing, and we haven't seen it in a while, and it's worth getting excited over.
My one other complaint here, this is the only other thing I have negative to say, is just the free throws. They were 19 for 30 on the day. That it can definitely be worked on. I think that they can improve there. I hope they do. I pray. I feel like, we've had trouble shooting free throws since forever. So hopefully that gets a little bit better. And talking about the ball movement again, there was a play around 7:15 left in the first half. It's exactly what you want to see in the half court offense. It was Sellers. It was great movement by Sellers. It was Edwards dribble drive to the baseline, kick it out to Vox in the corner. Vox quick pass to Sellers for 3. That's what I love. Let's have multiple guys touch the basketball in these half court possessions. A lot of the ISO crap is just not going to work. You need to get different guys touches, move it around, get the open look. I love that. I want to see more of that in the half court.
Yeah, and your ISO guys, they can let them be the ISO guys. I mean, you have Jameer, Jason Edwards, and Vox. I like in a one-on-one, but other than that, you got to move the ball. You're not, especially in the Big East. It's physical. The refs are going to call the game a little differently than they do against Harvard. So you got to move the ball. You got to get open shots, and they did get open shots. And that's the thing. Like, don't worry about the points that were scored. Worry about the opportunities that were presented, and there were a ton of opportunities.
Boys, I'm so excited. That was refreshing. I can't remember. And, like, obviously you don't want to get too high or too low about exhibition games, but it was refreshing to see a team that competed, a team that was competent, knew what the fuck they were doing. Like I said, it's got to be the bare minimum.
And, Mac, not to mention, your captain wasn't even on the damn floor.
Yeah,
Corey Floyd didn't play. Hearing he got nicked up in practice, I have no idea. I don't know if you guys have seen anything. I don't know what the injury was.
I think it would have been a hamstring.
Yeah,
hamstring. Okay, and it sounds like Barron is dealing with concussion. So both of them didn't play. But I'm interested to see how things will look with Floyd out there. Is he going to be the main ball handler? Is Edwards going to do more ball handling than we thought? I think that'll be interesting to see Floyd in this lineup with all these guys. It's a bummer we didn't get to see him out there, but
I think Corey's going to be the glue. I think he's going to play defense when we need him to play defense. I think he can bring the ball up. I think he can get to the hole a lot. He can knock down a three. He can do a lot of different things very well. I will say this, about Corey Floyd. He is going to need to play his balls off and play like a senior and be really, really good to not lose his starting job on this team, because you have two guys that are freshmen that are beating down the door to start, and they both play Corey Floyd's position. And there's not going to be any charity minutes on this team. Corey Floyd's captain. He's a senior, but he's got to be good. And if he's not good, then, it's Jameer, it's Vox, it's somebody else. So
it's a lot of competition in that locker room, and it's a great thing. I think it's going to elevate everybody to that next level. Everyone's going to want to get playing time, man. There's going to be a lot of competition this whole entire year. I think that's going to be big for morale. Going back to Edwards, he's got a funny shot. That's one of the quickest releases I've ever seen. That's the release you want. And you're playing NBA 2K. You want his release. You want to get that thing. He's just like, poof. Like that was different.
Quick trigger.
Same thing with him, man. Once he has shaken off the rust and he's polished, I mean, he's going to be 18 a night very easily.
He'll be splashing.
Yeah.
And his
winding down. He's the guy you want with, end of the shot clock, fire away.
Right.
And his he's definitely a smaller guard. Like that may lose him some matchups, but his just like willingness to attack, like you said, when you get in the half court, like the offense wasn't super stagnant, I don't think, at any point on Saturday. But when it gets that, like his willingness to just attack and just it doesn't matter who's guarding him. He's willing to go balls to the wall. I'll beat you right here.
Yep.
And like you said, the quick trigger helps, especially, I mean, if there's a guy guarding him that's 4 inches taller than him, that quick trigger is going to pay off.
Yeah. And Daquan Davis too, he's also a little bit smaller, but he got on the floor in the first half. He was diving for a couple loose balls. So love to see that from Daquan Davis. So that was good to see.
Yeah, with Davis, I'm not as worried about his size. I think he's a junkyard dog. I think he's very athletic. What he's going to make up for his size. Edwards obviously is small, but I'll say this. I mean, this team in the half court is going to look really good, and that's not even the desired way that they were going to want to play. Obviously, going to want to play a full court offense, run and gun. But when the ball is stagnant, I mean, to have a guy like Edwards that you can put in his hands and he can do something with it, or I mean, Jameer Jones is also that guy too. Like just ability to get to the rim. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like the line between sounding like a very biased fan, which I think we all kind of admittedly are, versus being critical is a weird line, because I am genuinely incredibly excited about this team, but I was also excited about the team last year. But last year it was Bryce. So it's a little different. This year, I think that, for this team not to be good, a lot would have to happen. Also, if you lose someone, like knock on wood, if you lose someone, like you lost Hopkins last year, like next man up. We got so deep,
Yeah.
If I were to give one critique, I think, like you said, Leb, I think we've been pretty pro Friars. This is a Friars podcast. Like, obviously, we're going to preach all the good things that we saw. We're excited for the season. If I were to give one critique, I don't know how much we talked about the size of Edwards and Davis. I'm not sure how much I trust the two of them on the court at the same time. I think that could expose a lot of, Davis is a great on-ball defender, but the size aspect, I think, can become a slippery slope with them on the court together for too long.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And I think that's where you'll see a combo of Floyd and Edwards or Floyd and Davis or something like that, or Mela. Mela brought the ball up a couple of times. He
We
played
haven't
solid.
talked about him yet.
He had a great plus minus. What was his
10,
plus minus?
plus
at?
10.
10.
He's a plus minus merchant. That dude, dude, they could lose by like 50, and Ryan Miller will be like +1. Like
He's crazy.
It's insane. He does the damn thing, dude. He does the little things. It's something about him, you know.
Difference maker. He jumped the passing lane too.
Yes,
got a
he
quick
Yes,
little
he did.
1-on-0 fast break.
Love that.
And he looked comfortable. He had a 3 in the corner, missed it, but you could tell right away that shot looks different. That shot
He's
looks
got,
quicker, more comfortable.
Totally. And his drive too, he won't float it like in the basket. He'll float it perfectly off of the backboard and in. Like, I've never seen anyone use the backboard better than him. He's got such nice touch, man. And then, so when I was rewatching the game, I heard Hassett. He said Hassett's been working with him on his free throws, and he said he was a little bit too stiff last year. And Hassett was saying, think of your legs being like spaghetti. So he said, think of your legs being like spaghetti and just be like, try to be loose and fluid and flow. So Hassett's working with him. What did he shoot from the free throw line? He was only 1 for 2, but
do we have competition with Hassett and Rook as the top Friars foodcast? Talking about free throws and bringing up spaghetti,
we might.
I think we might have some competition.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. I have more food talk for you guys of where I went after once we get done with hoop talk. So, I'm looking forward to getting that out there to the world.
Love it, absolutely love it. I do as well. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Never beating the allegations.
Never.
I don't give a shit.
In terms of the defense in the second half, so obviously we've talked about a lot of good, but I think we can all agree that the second half defense needed a little bit of work. I mean, you simply cannot give up 50 points to Harvard in a half. I mean, that's really a lot, right? But I will say this, not to be Mr. Brightside, the Harvard couldn't fucking miss. Like,
dude, they were splashing.
I know, and we were getting in their grills. Like, obviously they had a couple easy baskets for sure, but there was a couple contested shots that I was just like, damn, like how'd that go in?
Yeah.
So I think that once Jameer learns how to play defense a little bit, like in terms of a team defense, like a one-on-one, he was fantastic. But there's a couple times where maybe, he made the wrong decision. Everyone else, though, looked pretty solid. It just was team defense. You just got to be better team defense.
Yeah. I like I was saying, I think just a couple of guys were just a little bit slow getting to guys on the open threes. I think they were up big and they kind of were coasting a little bit. Hopefully once we get into the regular season, it's balls to the wall. You're in everybody's face nonstop. They missed a lot of threes too, Harvard. They were 9 for 26 on the night, but hopefully they tighten up a little bit down the stretch here.
Mm-hmm.
I think they tried to play a little too fast with a lead, because you went into that half up 18, 20-point lead at one point in the second half, and obviously, I think in this world where it's so analytics driven, the goal is to really blow some teams out while you can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that philosophy really changing in the regular season. Like that might not be the first time or the last time. We're up 20 at some point in a game and we keep trying to play fast, and all of a sudden you look up and it's a single digit lead. So I mean, you take the good with the bad, but yeah, I mean, Harvard had a lot of open looks, a couple defensive lapses, just things you got to clean up. But I mean, that's the beauty of the fact that this game doesn't count for much. Also, Harvard's, I think, top 100 in KenPom. Speaking of analytics,
oh really? I didn't realize they were that good.
I think they're pretty fringe top 100, like preseason second in the Ivy League. So I mean, it definitely wasn't like we're playing like Long Island. You know what I mean?
They're a good team. I think they're going to be top of the Ivy League again this year. We're playing 3 Ivy League teams. We played them, we're playing Penn, and we're playing Brown. But I think Harvard will be one of the better teams in the Ivy League. But I like what you said, Mac, especially, coming down to the bubble and all that crap. Like, I want to be blowing out these bad teams by like 40.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you just never let your foot off the gas. And you saw it in the game against Harvard. Next thing you know, did it get down to single digits at one point? It did,
Yeah.
right? It got relatively close. I mean, again, exhibition, whatever, but we do not want that happening against like a Fairleigh Dickinson or like a Penn. Like,
Mhm.
let's bury everyone that we should bury.
Agreed. I think I looked over to you at one point, Mike, when the game was starting to,
Yeah.
the lead was starting to dwindle. I looked down to Mike, and him and his dad were obviously under the basket. I just looked over, and there were a handful of times we looked at each other. We were just like communicating without talking. This one wasn't a positive one. I just look over and I'm just like, what? Like, just roll my eyes. Like, here we fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's an exhibition, but what the? We're gonna blow a 20-point lead in the second half.
It wouldn't be a PC game without a little bit of drama toward the end.
Yeah.
And I hate that we're in this era where you have to blow out teams, to improve your resume. Because, man, what happened in the days where a W is a W? That's like a win is a win, and you're gonna maybe run into some times where you want to rest some guys, but nope, you got to keep your foot on the gas. So
Yeah, I think analytics are good to get a gauge on teams. Generally speaking, I think it's too heavily used in the tournament selection process. And I think that allows for lazy selections. It takes the human aspect out of it, the subjectivity out of it. So you take the good with the bad, but you got to play by the rules. You got to blow out these teams when you can.
Yeah. And the one other person I just want to hit on again, and we talked about him earlier in picking up early foul trouble, but then only having one foul the rest of the game, Oswin. I thought he was a force. I really do. Put back dunks, rebounding, just bigger than everybody, getting above the rim, ripping balls down, playing good defense down low. Sky's the limit for him too, man. Like, Oswin's the real freaking deal, and we're lucky to have him on our team.
Mm-hmm. I think the misconception around Oswin this offseason may have been, well, if Oswin wants to take the next step, he's got to become like a dominant low post scorer. And I don't think that's the case. And realistically, I don't think Oswin will ever be a dominant low post scorer. We saw him doing the offseason workouts with Hakeem Olajuwon. I think it was the year before last. And you get excited about like what could be, but Oswin affects the game in so many different ways outside of just like you hand it to him on the low block, maybe gives you a nice little pretty drop step, looks like shades of Josh Oduro. I don't think he's ever going to be that. He's an athletic freak. He's improved so much in the pick and roll. There's other ways big men can affect games, and I think Oswin's taken the strides in those departments to become hopefully an all Big East center.
At the end of the day, he's definitely not a Josh Oduro. He's definitely not a Kadeem Batts. What he is an Oswin. And what that is to Kim is layups, dunks, and lobs. And when bottom line is there's no mid-range shots in Kim's system anyways. It's either you lay it in, you dunk the ball, or you shoot the three. So, like, is Oswin going to shoot a 10-footer? Probably not. If he could, would he do it? Probably not. So it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if he can clean up the glass, if he can catch lobs, if he can, get it when he's right under the hoop inside the circle and dunk it, then that's fine. That's really all you need from Oswin.
He was 5 for 6, 2 for 5 from the free throw line. He had 9 rebounds, 1 block, 2 steals, 12 points. 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Love it. And that's all you... Go ahead, Leb.
Nope. I was just going to agree.
Oh, okay. The 24 minutes I feel like is a big thing too. Like we talked about his conditioning and how Cole Hargrove's super underrated piece to kind of supplement those off Oswin minutes. I don't know how much we want to really touch on media day because we haven't recorded since then, but Kim did an interview with Matt Norlander and he was basically preaching like what we've been talking about is the depth of this team. And he's like, you will almost never see someone playing 30 minutes. So to see Osmond give 24 quality minutes, very promising. And I think that's really the max you're going to see Osmond play is probably like that 25-minute mark. If Cole Hargrove can come in, give you 15, 20 good minutes, you're in a really good spot and you're not having a huge drop off when you go to the bench.
Yeah. Edwards led the team with 30 minutes. Sellers played 28 minutes. Powell played 26. Vox played 24. Mela 20. Your leading scorer was Edwards, 6 for 15 from the field. Sellers right behind him, 4 for 14. Sellers 2 for 7 from 3. Edwards 1 for 5 from 3. Sellers had a couple of nice threes. I think he'll find his stroke too. I know that's not his go-to thing, is being a three-point shooter, but I like to see that he got the volume up there and he's getting the work in.
Alpha dog.
Matt Norlander can get fucking bent. He has BC at 65 in his top 101, and he has them below Butler.
Yeah,
that's a laugh. Below Butler, he has them below Georgetown, which is 57. He has them below Notre Dame, Georgia, Villanova, which is 53. So this guy's a fucking clown.
What?
I fucking hate Matt Norlander. Yeah, he's stupid. He's just a flat out stupid guy. So, or he hates Kim. One of the two. It's either that. It's either you
he hates the fan base and he gets shit on Twitter.
I asked him about it. I asked him twice politely. What went into this? Why did you do any research? What went into this thought process? No response from Matt. He's either a stupid guy or a nasty guy. One of the two. So.
I think, and I'm an avid Eye on College basketball listener. I like the way him and Parrish kind of do their thing. I do agree. I think it's probably the worst take he's probably ever had in his life. And his argument was, oh, well, we haven't seen Kim English do it yet. Meanwhile, he has Georgetown finishing 5th in the Big East. So, but I also got to give him credit. He owned it when he was interviewing Kim. I watched the interview with Kim, and he's like, I got to be honest, before we get started, like, I don't have you as a tournament team. So I guess respect for owning it. But, yeah,
no respect for me. None whatsoever. For the record, none whatsoever.
Fair. Listen, I not for nothing, I do like as much as I want the preseason national hype to be around the Friars, I do like the underdog role. It's just the identity of the city, I feel like, where chip on your shoulder, underdog, let them sleep until they find out.
I like it. I like it to a certain point. If you want to put us, behind Villanova, if you want to put us behind Marquette, that's fine. If you want to put us behind Butler, like 4 spots behind Butler,
that's insane.
Come on,
like that's getting disrespectful at this point.
Mm-hmm. That's just exactly that's where the line. There's the line. It's like the line of like, all right, we're underlooked or we're just completely disrespected, and to me, that's disrespect, and I don't like that.
I don't care what's happened with Kim either. How do you look at this roster and have those projections? I don't understand that. And it's like, if you pay attention, how much Bryce screwed over the whole team last year. So like, you got to take last year and just throw it away. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I think, like you said, if you look at the roster, I think Leb said it before. If you slap Ed Cooley's name at the top of this team's roster and you have a kid who committed when he was a top 25, he's not top 25 anymore, but top 25 recruit in the country in Jameer Jones, one of the top international prospects in Stephon Vox, Oswin, who's ready to take another sophomore leap, Duncan Powell, Jalen Sellers, Jason Edwards, who just averaged almost 20 a game in the SEC. You slap Ed Cooley's name at the top of that roster, that's a preseason top 25.
Oh, if this was an Ed Cooley team, I could see the John Rothstein tweet right now. Is this Ed Cooley's most talented team ever? I sat down with him at Casarino's, then we went to Foxy Lady and did coke in the bathroom. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, if this was Ed Cooley's team, this would be like a top 25 team. They do hate Kim.
I think they hate Kim and they hate us. They hate the Twitter fan base.
They do hate PC fans. That's absolutely a fact.
Like, people hate us.
Yep.
Let them hate so long as they fear.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, if we're not going to get much help, the Big East NCAA tournament committee representative is Lee Reed, Georgetown athletic director. So if we're a bubble team, then
Right.
it has to be beyond reasonable doubt. So leave them
Also,
no doubt.
if John Rothstein has anything to say about it after seeing that clip, it's probably not going to help our cause either.
Good. Fuck him. No, they hate Kim, and I hate it. I hate how they hate him because he's a really good guy. And Kim talked about it on Curry Hicks. He went on Curry Hicks' Sage, and it was actually a point that Kim made, how every other coach that he's met is always kissing ass. It's nonstop. It's kissing coaches, asses. It's kissing the media's ass. And Kim said, like, he read this book about how you treat the people that are close in your life very well. You treat your family, your friends very well, but like, you don't need to do that to be successful. And they hate him because he doesn't do that. Like, he doesn't kiss ass. And I think that's based as fuck. I love that. So
yeah, they're based.
Yeah.
Lil B the base god would love that.
Well said.
Kim is a based god. He is a based god.
Yes. I was actually blessed by Lil B the base god.
I was gonna ask. We need to get a Lil B the base god blessing for the Friars this year.
Yeah. He blessed me back in maybe 2013, 2014 at the Middle East basement. I was up on stage. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Shout out Lil B. There's a video on YouTube, actually. It was my final project at Bridgewater State. My buddy, Nick Fontaine, he's a Rhode Island guy. He went to Hendricken. He was interning for Leeds, and he got me up there, and I filmed the whole entire concert and, met Lil B. And there's a video. If you look up Lil B, the bass god Middle East, I'll send it to you guys. You guys get a kick out of this. I'm in all Celtics gear. It's freaking hilarious.
That's pretty cool. All right, so Mike, you mentioned you had some food talk. I don't know if you want to move on to that.
Yeah,
I have one question especially now that you brought up Bridgewater. I have a working theory that people from Eastern Mass, Bridgewater, Taunton, that side, basically like the cutoff of the imaginary line of like Eastern Mass. They pronounce hot dog a specific way. So I want you to pronounce. Go ahead.
Hot dog.
Correct. Okay. This is not how most people pronounce it. It's just that part of the country. I had a revelation because my girlfriend's family, they are from that area. And I had an ex-girlfriend that was from Taunton. They all say it like that. And why? It's hot dog. It's
hot dog, man.
It's not hot dog. It's hot.
Yeah, with
dog.
a U.
Yeah,
it's like
the U.
Hot dog. Let me get a hot dog.
Yep, exactly. So that's. I just had to throw that in there because I heard you say it early in the show, and I was like, this even further proved my theory. So
I love that, but that's a great transition here because I had a hot dog. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Hot dog, get your hot dog.
Oh, but Rhode Islanders, you guys, I mean, you say hot dog, but you call them wieners anyways.
Right. That's correct. Yeah. Wieners are different than hot dogs, though.
Yeah. Hot wieners.
Fine.
Right.
6 and 1/2 dozen, but yeah.
You're right. That's true. Yeah. I'm not trying to nitpick. You're right.
So the place I went was Wally's Wieners.
Okay.
On the hill.
Ooh.
They did a bang up job at this place, and it's right next to the amp. So it's at where Old Canteen used to be, old Italian restaurant. They did a great job. So they have one of these in Newport, right? Wally's Wieners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right on Thames Street over there.
Yeah. So they do wieners and martinis, and they have really good mixed drinks. I just had a beer, but a ton of people were getting espresso martinis, regular martinis, and a big mixed drink menu. My dad got a mixed drink. I forgot what he got. And a ton of different options for wieners. And we got the Chicago style. So it has the pickle, the onion, the celery salt, all of that. They obviously have the Rhode Island style with the meat sauce, the celery salt, you name it. They probably had 15 or 20 different wieners good fries. They had burgers. We sat at the bar. Place was packed, and they have a back area. And what I thought was cool was they took the old neon sign, the old canteen sign that used to be out there, and they put it up above the bar in the back, which I thought was pretty sick. So it was cool in there. They had good merch. You guys should check it out.
Weenies and teenies.
Yeah, I love hot dogs. I love a little mixed drink. My girlfriend loves a little mixed drink. My girlfriend loves hot dogs, as she pronounces them. And so I'm actually really excited. I didn't realize it was more of like a like a restaurant style.
Yeah,
with the cocktails. I didn't realize that. I thought it was more like a like an Onlyville. I'd never been to the one in Newport, so I didn't know.
Yeah. It's very different than New York system. New York system's more of like your dive bar version of Wieners. Right. This is more of like a restaurant. You can sit down, you sit at the bar, you get a nice drink. They got cool stuff on the walls, good merch, like I said. So yeah, they did a nice job, and it couldn't be in a better spot for us. Easy walk right over to the arena.
Yeah.
Two things. One, I think I know what I'm doing for dinner on Monday, November 3rd. Two.
Love that.
It's funny you mentioned Wally's Wieners because we were sitting at the Dunk Saturday afternoon, and they have I don't know if you noticed, they had the little advertisement on the scorer's table, and Wally's Wieners is the new one. And I saw the address. I'm like, that's crazy. They just put a Wally's Wieners in Providence, because obviously I had drunkenly stumbled past the one in Newport a million times.
Yeah.
And I got fat shamed, and Leb was there for it, and I think he fat shamed me.
Why?
Oh, man. No. Man, can't go 2 seconds without talking about food. Fuck you,
we're the food cast.
No. Dude, I'm getting a cramp. I'm actually laughing so hard. No, it was because you were commenting on every single food advertisement. Like, it started with the Bajas, and I was just like, all right, whatever. Like, Mac loves Bajas. It's like he like runs on Bajas. So I was like, he's like, oh, like, dude, the Bajas, like, they got to deal with the amp now. And I was like, yeah, I bet you like that. Like, not like fat shaming, just like, yeah, you like Bajas. And then he's like talking about the Wally's Wieners. I'm like, dude, this fucking guy, like, we got a basketball game on. Like, Jameer Jones just proved he's going to be like a first team all Big East. And he's like, oh, Wally's Wieners. That was interesting.
Well, you know what I noticed too, in the amp, I'm almost positive this wasn't there last year, but one of the concessions is decked out in Soggy's signage now.
Soggy.
That's new, right?
Yep. That is new. I used to say LaSalle Corner or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll have to try one of those, because I had the Soggies at the golf tournament, and it was great.
Love them. Love the Soggies. But I don't know, like, if they're going to, because they don't really have a way to grill them. So Soggies, the way I like them is grilled with a little char on them. That's how they're done best. So I don't know what they're going to do. Like, maybe just because the typical hot dogs at the amp are just like boiled, which I honestly, I don't shame a boiled hot dog. I like a boiled hot dog,
sure,
extra mustard, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to have to try one.
I never get, to be honest, I couldn't tell you the last time I got food in the amp.
I get a unsalted pretzel, great for the kidneys. So I'll do that.
Okay.
Extra mustard. Like, I'm talking like a whole mustard packet per bite of pretzel.
Wow. I do not like regular mustard.
Yeah.
You know what? The yellow is not my favorite. I'm more of a spicy bee guy, but
yes.
You beggars can't be choosers. I like all kinds of mustard. I actually went to the NCAA tournament with Mac. That was the last time I got food there. I got a pretzel. It was good.
If you don't mind me asking, what about an unsalted pretzel is good for the kidneys? I just don't.
No salt.
Yeah, sodium. So sodium is really, really bad for the kidneys. So I have to watch the sodium.
Okay.
So a lot of things I can't eat. Sometimes I like, if I'm only having like one meal that day, or like, maybe just like a meal and a snack, then I'll be like, whatever. It's not, I'm supposed to stay like under 2,000 milligrams. So yeah.
Yeah, that's like part of the whole experience for me and my dad, is like going somewhere different before every game. So that's probably another reason why I never get food in there. I also don't want to wait in the line. I don't even want to wait in the beer line half the time. It's insane. And then the bathroom line is insane too. So don't get me going on that. But I usually do my one walk around. I usually go into the team store almost every game just to see what they have. Went in there and I saw this gem, And I go, "You're coming home with me, bud." And I'm like,
Yeah, it's fire.
"Yes."
I'm
So
picking one up
really
next time I'm in
excited
the
about
building.
the new lid.
Mike, you were able to take advantage of the club. Is that correct? You had some garlic crusted chicken, maybe I want to say.
Yeah.
Is that-
I did. It was a great time down in the Champions Club. We had some chicken, we had some rice, a little salad. They get the popcorn. That's another thing. We don't say popcorn, we say popcorn.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
How do you
noticed
guys say popcorn?
popcorn?
Popcorn.
Popcorn,
that.
like a dog. Popcorn.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. And I saw you and your dad. We were in the the seats above, and you guys were walking behind like the press table to get to your seats. And yeah, you guys had the popcorn. I was their popcorn's good, man. You can't say one bad word about the amp
No.
popcorn.
It was very good. And then at halftime, you go down, they got the ice cream sandwiches for you down there. But I got more popcorn. So
Yep. Yeah, that's the way you got to do it. Just hammer the popcorn. Sometimes I get a little bit of the food. If the food, like whatever, I don't really want to have like a big meal before watching the game. A little popcorn, maybe a little beer. That's about it.
yeah, got to know my one of my new friends, Dave Couletta.
Mm-hmm. Shout out
So-
Dave.
So shout out
Massive friend
Dave.
of the show.
He was at Muldowney's. He was down in the Champions Club. He sat with us to eat. We chatted it up a little bit. Great guy. So got to know him a little bit better. So that was good. So it was a great Saturday, man. I live for that in the winter and fall, is going down there, hanging out with my dad, seeing my other friends from Rhode Island, seeing you guys now, seeing all the other Friar fans. It's it's our little community, and I'm lucky to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's a great community for sure. Well said. Mac, you got any post game food takes that you want to share?
I don't really. I know, Leb, it's going to sound surprising. I don't really eat too much around the dunk.
No.
Whether I'm in the game, whether I'm in the building or like out around. The first Cooley homecoming game, I was walking drunk back to my house from the dunk. Didn't realize how long of a walk it was going to be. Stopped at Frisky Fries. Anyone a Frisky Fries fan around here?
I've walked by there. Is it good? I'm a sucker for fries. I love
Very
potatoes,
good.
man. Shit. Okay.
Frisky Fries throws down. They throw down for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really all I got. But Mike, you know what the best part about last Saturday is?
What?
We got about 15 more of those
Yeah, dude.
coming up.
Yeah.
You're so right.
I'm so fired up.
So right. Wait, you did send us a video though. You were somewhere that night. Where were you?
Oh yeah, I sent you guys a selfie, and I was just like, I'm gonna get pissed drunk, and I'm gonna wake up, gamble, and then watch Friars film. Who has it better than me?
Yeah.
I was out at the bars in Bristol.
He was hammered in Bristol.
Okay.
Yeah,
Love Bristol.
Love it.
Where were you?
Judge Roy Bean.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
It's like
I
right on
haven't been in a
that
while.
main strip over there.
Okay. Wait, you didn't walk. Did you used to live in Providence or something when you said you got
Yeah,
frisky?
yeah, no,
fries?
I
I
was
was going
living
to
in
say you didn't
Providence
walk
at the
back to Warren, did you?
The bike path, dude. The bike path in East Providence. He walked all the way.
You could.
He just walked it. Yeah. You could. Yeah. You definitely could.
He's just got his frisky fries. It's pitch black in the bike path.
And that was just as the bridge was getting like demoed. I would have been screwed. I would have been dead in the water if I was walking back to Warren.
Yeah.
Just yelling "fuckhead Cooley" the whole time.
Yeah. Wait, Leb, you were somewhere after. You went out to eat somewhere, right?
Yeah. So my girlfriend works at the Trattoria Romana bar in Johnston. She's a bartender there. So yeah, Saturdays, Fridays, shout out to her. I love their food. Their food is fantastic. It's the best place for Italian food if you don't feel like dealing with the hill. If you want to go have a parking spot right in front of the restaurant, authentic Italian food, really, really good portions, really, really good restaurant. Luciano, he's a fantastic Italian food chef. He's got a bunch of restaurants, but absolutely love it. Go to the bar, sit down, get a little pasta fagioli, ask for Megan. You'll thank me. He'll thank me.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really explored that area of Rhode Island. Like the furthest I've really explored is Warwick and
Mhm.
some of Cranston. I haven't done anything like Johnston or any of that. So you'll have to show me around some of those places. And I've done some East Greenwich too. I have a couple buddies that live in East Greenwich, so I've done like Blue and Finn's Harborside. So I've done those. But yeah, I got to explore more down that way.
No, it's good. I mean, there's a lot of good restaurants. You got Cranston, Johnston, and North Providence have a lot of good places to eat. But honestly, Providence, though, you really can't beat Providence. It has everything
Wow.
you need, and especially if you're coming from Quincy or if you're coming from Taunton or, in your case, like it's that's the place to be is
Yeah.
Providence,
One of my this is my last plug here as we're talking restaurants. My favorite, this might be my favorite restaurant in Providence, Los Andes.
Oh, so fucking good, man.
Good pick.
Oh,
Shit.
the steak and fries meal with the egg on it.
Yeah.
It's just
So
ridiculous.
I'll just leave it there. Yeah,
the ceviche.
I won't
is
go into too
phenomenal.
much. I won't go into too many details, but Leb, you mentioned steak. There's sneaky, really good restaurants down here in Warren.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you guys to come by for maybe there's like a road game or something. We'll grab some dinner, go to the bar, maybe watch the game from the bar or something. A lot of really good restaurants around here, dude. Water
Wharf
Dogs,
Tavern.
Wharf. Like all right
everywhere.
on that little side street. That is like, actually, John Fanta posted a video there a couple years ago. He was down on Water Street in Warren.
Love that.
Probably the most slept on. I might be biased, but most slept on food area in the state.
Oh, I believe it.
Interesting.
And you have Blount's.
Yeah, love
Blount's another
Blount.
one.
Love Blount, man.
Good
They throw it
soup.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Little Italian wedding, maybe some kale. Go out of there with a big frozen bag of it.
Mm-hmm.
Their chowder is good, man. I'm a big clam chowder connoisseur, and they're some of the best chowder in the game for sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great area, Bristol, Warren.
I'm gonna send you guys
I love
some Water Street dishes in the group chat after this, and you're gonna start
Wherever
salivating.
we go, though,
8 p.m.
Wherever we go, if they don't have the PC game on at the bar, then it's gonna be hell.
We'll go to the dive bar up the street from my house. They give me control of the remote. I play Taylor Swift on the touch tunes.
Mike and his dad were talking about how he went into a Taunton bar and like got chippy with the guy because there was no PC game on.
He told me to not tell him what to do in his bar. I go, what?
That's the most New England shit I've ever heard.
The freaking arena's down the road 20 minutes. Give me a break.
Yeah, that's
I laughed.
I could see if the Patriots were on, or if I don't know, even if you could justify BC basketball, be like, no, it's Massachusetts, whatever. But
No.
dude, they're just playing nothing. Dude, put the fucking game on. Come on.
That's one thing. Taunton, BC hoops will never take precedent over Providence.
Right? Yeah.
There's a lot of Providence fans in Taunton. A lot of people care about it in southeastern Massachusetts. That's my one thing. That's you go somewhere and you ask them to change a game at these bars, and they act like you're asking them to take a calculus test. It's like, guys, It's 2025. Nothing's that hard. Trust me when I tell you. And then the managers. I got to get them. What are you the manager for? Just chat GPT. I don't know what to tell. I know, Leb, you don't like that, but it's like, guys, just change the TV, please.
No, in those cases, I like when a robot gets involved. When you have an incompetent human, and I want to watch the game, a robot sometimes needs to step in. It's more for creative purposes. Is where where I draw the line.
Where do you think Mike? You could probably answer this better than us because you're obviously a Massachusetts native. Where in Massachusetts do you think the line of demarcation stops where it's a lot, heavily concentrated Friar fans? Probably around Taunton. No?
Stop in Taunton.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think it stops in Taunton. You could probably get up to this is another one people give me shit for. I call it Rainham, but other people call it Rainham. I say Rainham. I think as you get up to up 44, Rainham, you get up towards Bridgewater, Brockton, that's you're getting cut off there. But New Bedford, Fall River, Lakeville, Dighton, Taunton, Rehoboth,
Yep.
That's all
Seekonk.
Friar, Seekonk, Attleboro. That's all Friar territory.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
pretty much all of Bristol County.
Yes. Yep.
I will say though, like a lot of having met a lot of people from that area, a lot of them just don't like basketball. Like in Raynham, like Middleborough, I feel like that it's not a huge basketball, at least like to watch. Like not necessarily to play, but like to watch. I don't know. Maybe I've just met the wrong people, but
yeah. Taunton's a huge basketball city. I
no,
can
not,
tell you that.
not
I
Taunton.
can tell you that.
Taunton
No, I
for
know.
sure.
I'm just saying, like, I can, because I know Middleborough, they're a big baseball town, and I know some of these towns are like hockey towns. Like, we were never a hockey town. Like, Taunton was never a big, and really none of those really were like. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone there is listening, but like I don't know if like New Bedford, Fall River, like I think those are all hoop towns too. Durfee and the whole Chris Herron story in Fall River. I know people would love that. So yeah, but I can see what you mean. The further north you get, the people up this way, I live in Quincy, the people up this way love hockey. And then you get to North Shore, they love hockey. I know Canton's a big hockey town, and yeah, the further north you get, you start losing some of the interest.
Yeah, north of Boston.
One more thing. Mike, you had mentioned Raynham, and the closest one to me is in Raynham. I'm sure I don't expect you guys to have ever had it. Dippin' Donuts. Have you guys ever heard of Dippin' Donuts?
Oh yeah, I used to go to the one in Bristol because
no, see that's Sip and Dip.
Shit,
Dippin' Donuts.
Dip and Dip.
Now this is like a heavily concentrated, this is like a Central Mass niche donut coffee shop. I used to go up there all the time. Hopefully we have some people listening that are in Central Mass and can attest to Dippin' Donuts. I heard Raynham, and that's the only thing I associate with Raynham is the Dippin' Donuts.
They have a Dippin'
on my way to
Donuts
Middleborough.
there?
So I've never had it, but I do get it confused with Sip and Dip because I've seen it plenty of times.
Yeah.
And I do get it confused with Sip and Dip. Sip and Dip is a Rhode Island staple. They used to be like everywhere, but now it's just like one in Bristol, right?
Yeah, it's like one in Bristol, one in Warren, maybe one in East Providence.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I'll have to look that up because I don't know where the Dippin' Donuts in Raynham is.
It's like in a gas station. It's kind of ghetto, but other ones, the normal ones in like their own brick and mortar, like elite, little bacon, egg, and cheese with a jalapeno bagel. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Are you guys flea market people?
I've been a couple times. Yeah. The one in Taunton. I've been to the one in Taunton.
The Raynham flea market. It's like Raynham, Taunton. I mean, it's right up 44. It's, almost on the line, but I love the flea market. Me and my buddy Pat go all the time. The place is huge, by the way.
Yeah.
And if you get on a nice day, they have all the outdoor vendors too. Like if you take your time and go around, you can find some really nice stuff. Yeah. Well, not like nice stuff, but like cool vintage shit.
Cool
like take your time.
Yeah, they got some good sports stuff there.
Yep.
It's sneaky. You can get lucky. You can get really, really lucky.
Good vintage clothing. They got a couple of kids that know what they're doing with that stuff. Like you said, good cards, good memorabilia. So if you're into that, take a ride down. They're only open on Sundays, but take a ride, walk around, go to Dippin' Donuts.
There's also another thing that I bought furniture at in Taunton on 44. It's like a large glass building. It's right, like if you're going toward Taunton, it's on the left. It's like
Bernie and Phil's?
No. It's not like that. It's like secondhand furniture,
It's on 44?
It's right on 44, yeah. I'm pretty positive.
Glass building. Did you buy something there?
Yeah, I bought it was like a bar. It was it was granite. Yeah, it was a granite bar.
Wow.
It was pretty dope. And then when I moved, it broke in half.
Oh.
Yeah. But the thing was sick.
Good value.
Like, second something.
I'll have to text Storm Eamon for this one because you got me stumped here.
Yeah.
Norm's the man, by the way. I think I think I said it to Leb a handful of times the other night too.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Norm's the friggin' man.
He
Love that
freaking
guy.
loves you guys. He
Yeah,
loves
he's
you
awesome. He's
guys.
incredible. He's incredible.
Mhm.
He's a fun time. Very genuine guy. You
Yep.
could tell. You know, I mean, I don't need to talk to someone for more than a minute, you know, to know if they're a good guy or not. He's his salt of the earth type guy for sure. Shout out Norm.
Mhm.
I appreciate that, and he'll appreciate that. He listens to every single episode, so I'm sure I'll be getting a text and a call as soon as he's done with listening to this one. But he
Yeah.
loves you guys. He really enjoyed chatting up with you guys at the season ticket holder party at Muldowney's. So anytime I'm at a game, he's going to be with me. So if anyone wants
love
to
it.
come meet Norm, he'll be right there
Yeah.
next to me.
We're gonna have the Divine Providence Norm Eamon meet and greet.
Yeah,
We'll be
yeah.
the three of us will be working the door. We'll have Norm in the back of Muldowney's.
Yep.
Line out the door.
Signing
for him.
autographs. Yep.
Yep.
To get
With
his
a-
own
with a
table, put a little
Moscow mule.
reserved. Yeah,
Yep.
he loves the mules, man.
Loves the mules. Yeah, dude. My girlfriend, she's a very esteemed mixologist. She can make a hell of a mule. She's electric with the mules.
All right. Maybe we'll take a ride down to Johnston.
Yeah. She's she'll be there every Saturday at 3:30. So she's there.
All right. Well, you'll have to meet us.
Yeah, for sure. Love it. All right, you boys got anything else, or how are we looking?
Feeling pretty good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November 3rd, Holy Cross.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I think they will be as well. Monday night, a week from today.
With a tummy
wait.
full of Wally's wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you doing that before or after? I mean, I don't know.
See, like, I have this thing called a
Go
job.
before.
So, like, when I got out of the game, I'm making a beeline for home. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like staying out
Yeah.
too late on weeknights, so I feel like it's got to be before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can control my
respect it.
bowels.
We might do track 15 before, because I know my dad's been wanting to check that out, and there's a bunch of different options. So I think we might check that out, and then definitely at least getting one at Muldowney's for sure. It's always at
Yeah.
least one.
Yeah.
Gotta
yeah.
pop in. But I also wanted to say, for the students listening, spread the word. Let's we're not going to sell it out, but like let's pack the place. It's opening night. Let's show support here.
Mhm.
Let's get as many students on campus onto those buses, over to the amp. Let's show the team some love and set the tone for the season. Let's have a good time on the home opener, Monday, November 3rd, 7:15 against Holy Cross.
I
Yeah.
think it was a good turnout last year. I mean, obviously with last year, how last year went, but I think opening night last year against Central Connecticut was a pretty solid turnout as far as opening nights go.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Like I remember even 2 years before that when they were doing banner night for the Big East Championship. Place was a ghost town. I
Yeah.
got $8 tickets, like 3 rows up,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
last minute $3 or $8 tickets or whatever. I'm like, how it's opening night? They're the banner night, like so. It was a pretty solid turnout last year, so I expect a good turnout for opening night, even if it's a bye game.
Yeah. Students got to show up.
Yeah.
You know, shout out Kim Spanglish. I talked to him that we're going to play that at the end. He's got a radio show on campus there, so listen to that and get some motivation. They talk ball, and listen to Divine Providence and get in the building. That's what we need.
Students, we need you. We need you to make that building loud. You know us sickos. We're going to be there every game. We know that. But we need the students on both ends to bring the energy night after night. Whenever you can get there, get on that bus, get in the building. We need you.
Let's fucking have it. Anything else?
Oh yeah,
That's it.
no sir.
All right. Peace out. Go Friars.
Go Friars.
We now welcome to the show esteemed PCBC member Matt Debs. You guys may know him as Kim Spanglish on Twitter. Matt, welcome to the show. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on. I'm really excited.
Of course, it's great to have you on. I wanted to have Matt on because he was able to do the play-by-play for the Harvard game. He wants to get into sports media, so I thought it was a great opportunity to kind of just talk to the PC fans about the experience a little bit, how you got into it. So why don't you start? How was the opportunity presented to you? How did you kind of come about the opportunity?
Right. So I'm a student here at PC, and I'm a junior right now. I'm part of the radio station WDOM 91.3. I've run a radio show rather for about 3 years now, and there's a sports district that is run by this one guy. His name's Connor, wonderful dude, and they do the play-by-play for WDOM through a different service called Mixler. And I asked him about it one day. I'm like, hey, do you need people to do this? Because he's a big hockey guy. He's not a huge fan of basketball, which at this school, like, it's kind of, I guess I can understand one or the other, but I'm a fan of both.
Yeah.
But I'm super into basketball. This is part of like what I want to do. So I was like, hey, could I try out like an exhibition game, maybe schedule myself for more games in the future? He's like, yeah, absolutely. So he runs me through it. And one day on the 24th, he hands me this giant bag of equipment, and everything in here plugs into my MacBook. And so seeing the amount of wires in that bag, got a little nervous. So I got to the amp about 2 hours in advance, just as insurance. And it took me about 5 minutes to set up. Realized it wasn't that big of a deal. And from there on, I just walked around. So once I got my feet on the ground, I was running pretty fast.
Yeah.
Good.
So I think I saw you. Were you behind the hoop, like to the left?
Yeah. So closer to the student section, there's like a table right in front of the pep band. It's on a different road than like the media side. They'd have a thing for Kevin McNamara, another guy from the Attleboro news outlet that's near there, and then 2 or 3 seats for WDOM, 2 for the Cowl, the student-ran newspaper, and then 1 for, I think, just a random selected person. So I sat up there, got a pretty good view of the game. Everything except for the right corner threes by the benches was pretty crystal clear, and it was great.
That's awesome. So I know you mentioned hockey. Is basketball what you want to do, or like baseball, football? Like what, if you had your pick of sports, what would you do professionally?
100%, I definitely choose basketball. I think it's a sport I'm both most knowledgeable in, and just like the sport I can react to the most naturally. I see the way people do football commentary, and I feel like the press box from there, the view from A to B is so far away. And as much as that's like an eye test thing, and you train it, I really do think basketball is more my shtick. Like it's something I've been like in love with since I was 6 years old. Providence basketball since I was 9. Like it's just been something I've been super instilled in, and to be able to get this chance is awesome. And if I could do it for the rest of my life, I absolutely would.
That's great. And I mean, growing up, I assume you grew up around here. You mentioned you're a PC fan since you were 9.
Yeah. So my mom actually went here. She graduated in '94. I'm from Connecticut.
Okay.
So, boo. But I knew for certain coming out of high school I wasn't going into an in-state, and Providence was on my list before my mom was like, don't let me influence your decision. There was a point I was between here, Loyola, Maryland, and Villanova. Villanova was kind of a standout. Wanted to go into business, something.
Yeah.
And I went to Nova the day after I went to PC, the day of which I was swept off my feet. It was incredible. I loved this place, and I was like, all right, Villanova's got some work to do. 4-hour drive, step into the parking lot, nothing. Yeah. I just didn't feel it. They were talking about what they do after college instead of what's in. And I was told to my mom, I'm like, I want to be a Providence College Friar. And those words, early decision, December 7th, 2022, changed my life. It was great.
That's awesome. That's great. Did anyone that you listened to growing up, were you able to draw inspiration from anyone specifically?
So Ian Eagle now has been pretty good. I like the way he talks. I forget the guy who does the majority of the WNBA on ESPN. He says "you bet" a lot when they make their shots. I forget his name right now, but he definitely, like, listening to his commentary, it seems very natural, and like he seems super excited into it. Mike Breen, of course. I grew up a Warriors fan, so the double bang after Curry hit a 40-footer, that's always going to stick in my head. And just Gus Johnson, people have a very up and down feeling about Gus Johnson.
Sure.
But I like when he gets energetic. I like when he makes like just fun wordplay, like the Denzel Ward hit when you got barbecue back there. That's something I like when people do that and kind of just like make it their own thing. And that's what I've wanted to do, and that's what I've been doing with my radio show. So definitely.
No, it's awesome. We really did grow up in a time where, I mean, still now, where it's like the golden age of play-by-play. Color commentary, I think, lacks a little bit right now. I think we're in a color commentary crisis. Like, especially the NFL. But like in terms of, Mike Brown, I mean, I love listening to Mike. There's so many great baseball announcers. Joe Buck, I obviously said Gus Johnson. In terms of like your style, do you have like a kind of like a style that you want to try to portray? Like, is it more like laid back? Is it more exciting? Like, what are you trying to, who are you trying to be, I guess?
Yeah. I think in some sense, a lot of people say like when they get into stuff like this, at least like the people I know who are trying as well, like they say like, oh, I want to be the next so-and-so. I kind of want to be the first me in a way. Like it's kind of a dig from every corner of the globe in a sense of just how people listen to radio, how people listen to TV commentary, if that's what it comes down to. And just like see what gets them excited, see where viewership spikes, just kind of see the numbers around it. It's not something I personally dug super into, but kind of just treating it like my radio show with something constantly happening directly in front of me, kind of adding like my own little humor to it. Like there was a moment during the Harvard game where someone like, I think it was Robert Hinton on Harvard, took a pretty bad fall and he was kind of like slumped over by like where the cheer team was. And I made a reference that was like, oh, that was like my roommate the other night on the couch. And it's like, that's just kind of like something that when you're in the position of a college kid, like you're able to say and like have it be relatable to like your audience and stuff like that. But, it's kind of just situational and you can kind of bring stuff going on like that you just immediately think of right there. So I'm a very on the fly thinker like that.
Definitely.
And I like kind of just being able to go with the flow.
So did you find it hard to fill some of the dead air? Because I mean, obviously you were alone naturally, right? I didn't see anyone next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was alone. There are future things where my co-host for both my radio show and just like my roommate was right up there. Kellen, he'll be joining me as a color commentator for this, but he was at senior ring weekend with his girlfriend. So we kind of just split our ways. I didn't realize he was going off that until like 2 days prior. Already signed up for the game. Damage is done. But what I focused on most was just like doing the best I could to fill that dead air. Sometimes it got a little hard. Halftime, you kind of just let it go to dead, according to the Connor. But with the media timeouts, I did kind of go like break a fourth wall a little bit with some of the media timeouts. I thought about the game against Pitt, and I was like, they have all these media timeouts. There's no media at the game. Like it's an exhibition, and kind of just making fun of it, looking through stats. So what they do actually is they give us a bunch of stat sheets. Like they give us like this full comprehensive list of like where they're from, what their averages were and stuff, like a bunch of notes and all that. Like every single player on the team is in here. We get the score sheets at half and at the end of the game, the pronunciation guides and stuff. And just having access to all that, you can kind of go through. Like they gave us one for Harvard too, in case they were doing better than we were.
Yeah.
Which thankfully they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much just going through all that, seeing what I find interesting, just quick reads and kind of skimming through and be like, oh, I could mention that like Duncan Powell went to like North Texas A&T or something like that before going to Georgia Tech, holding Cooper Flagg to 1 of 7 on 3 points in the ACC, and just little things that pop into my head and stuff. So
no, that's great. I think a question that probably a lot of people will have, I think it's probably the first question when you're maybe talking to a play-by-play announcer is like, how hard was it to learn the names? Because when it's a Harvard exhibition, nothing about Harvard basketball, I assume, right? I mean, you could be a fan.
All I knew is that they won 12 games last year and were 5th in the Ivy League, so I was pretty confident going in.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, did you have to kind of sit down and know the names going in, or could you kind of refer to your sheet and be like, all right, X gets the ball, passes it to whoever, like.
Yeah, like there were a couple names on the list. Like there's on the bottom of this, like between all the roster names and stuff, bit of a pronunciation guide. This guy, Thomas Batiste, I called him Battier, I now realize, like the entire broadcast, but there was no one to really stop me. I thought of like Shane Battier in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Chandler Pizet, I called him Pige, like the entire thing. Like it doesn't really it's not that it doesn't necessarily matter, but someone called like Giannis Antetokounmpo like Anantokumbu and still has their job 13 years later. So for the majority of these, what's it called? Like the names and stuff, I did kind of just go in, like I got to the desk a little, I was just like Ace like I kind of like pronounced it just like in my head, like 20, 30 minutes before the game. Kind of just read them off and like, yeah, I can say this guy, like Oswin's last name still messes with my head to this day. Oswin Arunse, that's how you pronounce it. So I
Right.
just referred to him as Oswin pretty much the whole time. So you can do that with the home players and stuff, but with Harvard specifically, there were a couple names like I just had to remember before, and it was good. So
Yeah, I mean, I hear John Rook calling the players by their first names all the time. I think Oswin obviously is an exception. I think if like some of the Big East media day, if you watched some of that on TV, a lot of the the analysts will just say Oswin. Some will just say Arunse, but for the most part, it's Oswin.
yeah.
Were there any calls that you remember that stood out to you specifically that you were like, damn, that was good?
There was one. Jameer Jones went coast to coast, and I said something about like I said he took like 2 steps going up for that contact dunk near the end, and I said like 1-2 step like Missy Elliott. And I thought that was like so corny, but I thought it was like just. I know my mom would love it. Like I knew like kind of my audience at the time because my parents, they're like number one supporters, and they were like, listen to your commentary, he'll tell you what's good and stuff. And I said that, and my dad texted me like to the side. I checked my phone. He's like, I like that. That's good. Do that again. So I kind of just stuck to anything I could think of, and it was great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's awesome, man. I love it.
That's fantastic. What do you think about the team this year? What are your predictions? And actually, let me go back. The Harvard game exhibition. Any thoughts about the game itself from the other side? That maybe the color commentary version of yourself.
Yeah, I am overly optimistic about this Friars team in general. I am very overly optimistic about how we were last year. I thought we were going to do the way we are going to do this year. Last year, that was before I knew a lot, and that's before I had a lot of like the frontal lobe development, so to speak, of basketball that I have today. And I have us at like 23-8 if that number lines up with the amount of games we play or something like that. In terms of the game against Harvard, I thought we looked incredible. I think the amount of different lineups we played, and we still kind of held our own both on an offensive end and for at least the first half of defensive end. We looked pretty solid. Granted, 50 points and a half to Harvard cannot happen.
Right.
I think we definitely took our foot completely off the gas. But it was in a sense of comfort that we should not necessarily adjust to having. I definitely think how we looked in the first half is how we need to look like defensively the entire 40 minutes. Like we need to not sense a feeling of comfort, whether we're up 30 or we're up 5. Like there's no exception to just exhaust everybody. Granted, exhibition game, take everything with a grain of salt and a spoonful of sugar if it's a good ending, but it's just not like you can't let up 50 straight up.
Right.
Other than that, I thought Jameer looked incredible. He's probably the most promising freshman of my time here, even through one game. Like just in terms of his ranking, how confident people are coming in, like he's definitely worth the investment. Like already, you can tell by the energy he brings.
Definitely. Yeah.
Defensively, offensively, he's great looking. Oswin fixed a big issue that he had with his cardio. That was something that I kind of not like dogged him for necessarily because he was playing an unearthly amount of minutes.
Definitely. Yeah, it was a major issue. It was definitely a major issue. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I ran track and field in high school, so obviously I'm going to say, just keep running, like get your distance up, get your endurance up. He's going down and back on a court in a D1 Big East best basketball conference in the world level stage night in, night out. So if he's going to do what he does, and granted he has that frame and running when you're taller becomes by default a little more difficult, like the conditioning was not there last year. I think with the new hires and the way that he looked and the fact that we have a backup for him now that we can rely on that doesn't go 3 of 13 from 3 in the season. Like I'm very confident in his development. I think he has a couple leaps to take in terms of what to do when he gets the ball at the top of the key. Kind of just looking for someone to pass to. I think he has a little bit of work to do with fouling. I think some of the calls were a little soft that were against him. I don't know if I can cite any, but I do think they're still reffing as if he's hitting someone every time he bumps up. He played well against number 0, Keenan Parrish on Harvard. He did pretty good.
Yeah.
Offensively, he dominated him. He made him look like a freshman. And if Oswin, who is technically supposed to be a freshman, is making someone else look like a freshman, he's doing good. Our guards looked great. I like the defensive energy on their end. And honestly, I can go on and on about it. I liked what I saw. I just need to see more.
Feel free. Talk as long as you want. I don't care.
I think I just really need to see like more than a half and a half of it to like really believe what I'm seeing in a way. Really, it's kind of just like, all right, it's an exhibition game. It's against Harvard. We need to come out and beat Holy Cross by 35. When we only beat Central Connecticut State by 4, I was a little nervous. I was like, all right, they were good. They're going to win the NEC. I don't know where that fares up in terms of the Big East, but that was pretty all right. And then we have, I think, one of our worst seasons since like 85. So if we kind of come out guns a-blazing, no one gets hurt, please, no one get hurt. And this seems like a team that didn't only start to practice healthy in November, unlike last year. We could take a complete 180, and I think that's exactly what we need to do. I think it's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, and we've talked about it on this show a lot. The offense, we were all very pleased with the offensive performance, especially, comparatively to last year. When you watched them last year, it was like they got the ball over half court, and once they're in the half court set, it was like, how on earth are they going to score the basketball? Like, it just looked like it was very painful. And if they were going to score 80 points, it was going to be because of luck or a radical individual performance like Rich Barron with 29 against Butler, Jaden Pierre first half at UConn, like something along those lines. This team, when I watched them against Harvard, it was like, how are you not going to score the ball? And honestly, most of the shots that I really thought were good shots, some of them weren't falling, and that's just, it's October. I mean, you're playing October basketball. Yeah. So once they kind of shake off the rust, get a little polished, they got so many good shots. And I think that's a good sign. As opposed to last year, I mean, it was a good shot was like finding gold. So
it was just like they weren't fitting with the offense that was being preached to them in a way. I think this whole thing about like an NBA level offense that we see people talk about, how Kim wants to run like more of like a dive in, kick out 3 based thing. He did say in the post game interview, which I do want to talk about in a little bit, that we did not take enough threes, which is interesting to me because last year we were very shot chuck based and it seemed to be a problem on the grounds that we were missing them. But this year we're taking more what I feel are quality shots. Granted, we have people that can get to the rim. We have people who aren't afraid of contact, and we have people there to kind of like reset the play when the time strikes. And we have people with the energy to go coast to coast, play defense, come back, keep a super fast pace, which we did not have last year. So I think in terms of how they fit his system, Kim has already shown through 1 exhibition game, through 2 exhibition games, that he's found better plugs for the holes in his system than he had practically all of last year.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it does seem like that's, Kim's philosophy. It's definitely analytics driven. If you can shoot more 3-pointers than the other team, and, you can shoot that at a 30 some odd % clip, then it's almost mathematically impossible that you'll lose. And I think that last year, I mean, where was it going to come from? It wasn't going to come from Cardette. It wasn't going to come from, I mean, you wanted it to come from Jaden Pierre. It wasn't. Benson Joseph was good, but beyond that, there was really just so few weapons, especially beyond the arc. So I can see where Kim's coming from with that.
It's like you want to hit someone 300 meters away. All you have is a handgun. You got to hope the bullet drops the right way. This time, we have snipers. I think we're in a really good position for that. So,
yeah, for sure. So before I let you go, anything else you want to say to the student body, the PC fans, younger fan demographic, anything at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do a little bit of a shameless plug if granted
Go ahead.
permission.
Please.
I run a radio show with WDOM 91.3 FM. It's on Wednesdays 4 to 6. It's me and my buddy Kellen. We pretty much talk about pretty similar stuff to the Divine Providence here. In terms of just how things are going, you can do it too. Like I this is like an opportunity that I think I kind of like put myself in. Going into college, I shot out of a cannon, found a bunch of just stuff that I like doing, and stuck with what made sense for me. And now I'm in a position where I'm doing something for a club, like for my own amusement too, that I can do for the rest of my life. Like you never know what's gonna change, and you know, never don't believe in yourself, because as soon as you stop believing in yourself, no one else is gonna start, right? Like you gotta be your own best advocate. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta meet as many good people as possible. You got to meet as many people as possible. And you just have to be you. When you're in a place like broadcasting, you got to just stay authentic, stay natural. And, you know, you can be more than a voice that people remember. You can be a person, right? Too. Like, even if they just have that audio tool, it's all you. What else? Oh, yeah. Go Pack Go. Big Packers fan here. Big
Love
fan.
it. Yeah, nice.
Watched Aaron Rodgers lose last night. I was pretty happy about it.
Yep.
If you're a student listening to this, I don't know when this is going to be out.
Tomorrow,
October 29th, though. Tomorrow, there you go. October 29th, Wednesday, after our show, even with the Kim English radio show going on, the station is hosting something on campus. It's a student concert right on Mondor. The new nursing building's like big field outside. So we got a bunch of bands, a bunch of my friends play instruments. So they're all super talented. They're super awesome. And support your local radio station. Yeah.
That's great. I did have a follow-up question. And forgive me if I have bad intel, but someone told me that your girlfriend is the pep band composer. Is that correct?
Yeah. So she just did her first time conducting. I don't.
Wow. So that was a big game for you.
That was a big awesome game. That was our 2-year anniversary, and we were both like, "All right, what do you want to do?" It's like, "All right, schedule dinner for 2 hours after the game's over, just to do." Yeah. So we went to Costantino's after. It was a great time.
Nice.
The next
I'm sorry. I said conductor. I said composer. Oh, yeah. I meant conductor. I apologize.
Either way, she's got him playing the music. That's
yeah.
But the next morning, I did something I've never done before: yoga, which is not just any yoga. Providence has a puppies in yoga, which is one of the coolest things. I would never have bought myself the opportunity to do if I didn't know about it. She booked us a thing for like 12. We went, and it's just like these little like dachshunds running around, and you're just like on the ground, like laying down, like stretching out, and a little puppy just runs up on your back. It's hilarious. So
that's awesome.
This has been an incredible weekend. It's going to be an incredible week. I'm super excited for Halloween. And the next game I'm doing the play-by-play for, because I'm not doing them all. Let me see if I can find it. Not that one. It was I sent it to my mom. Oh, what I do want to say, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I know you're big fans of that. So
love it.
My dad was actually the one who sent me the shout out from a while ago. So he was ecstatic when he saw that. He was like very big.
That's phenomenal. We love the parent that supports their kids in endeavor. Oh, it's great. Shout out to Mom and Dad.
He's an honorary Friar. He went to Manhattan, but I don't think he necessarily wants to follow their basketball team so much as ours. So
yeah, Manhattan Jaspers, man. Shout out Jeff Xavier.
Shout out to Manhattan Jaspers, man. Yeah. I went to a bunch of their games when I was little. He took me to them. They were pretty good. The next game I'm announcing is November 11th versus Penn. And then from there, it's a bit of a cutoff because there's a couple other conflicts I have with some of the dates on my schedule. But for the most part, it's going to be a really good second semester. I'm going to try and crank this up a lot more second semester, kind of just make it like a priority. And whether I'm commentating or not, I have season tickets. I will be at every game.
Yeah,
great. Waffle power. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, keep building your personal brand. We're you're welcome back anytime. You I obviously I haven't listened. I was at the game, but if you have like a way for me to listen, I would love to, at least maybe listen to like the first half,
Yeah.
just to kind of hear it. And yeah, man, congrats. And no, what was it? November 11th, you said?
November
10?
11th. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
But until then, my radio show is, again, Wednesdays 4 to 6. My link's in my Twitter bio, at Kim Spanglish. It's like a Linktree looking thing, but it's live. We talk from like 4:10 to like 5:45. Play maybe a little music here and there just for little quick breaks. But it's a good time. It's a pretty decent sample size of how I sound announcing. So should definitely check it out.
Awesome. I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I had no idea. So I'll definitely check that out. That's how everyone starts, man. College radio, and then you work your way up. So wish you nothing but the best. Really appreciate you coming on. And yeah, like I said, you're welcome back anytime.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. Take care, Matt.
All right. See you guys.